is, help me make sense of the Stargate project. This is from Zasposhko, January 22nd, Econ Territory, 7 comments, 464 sats. And I was also surprised by this. He says, so I'm surprised there is a discussion about the Stargate project here already. It got posted twice, but to me, the big elephant in the room is this. And then he goes to this post on Twitter. And so on Twitter, the OpenAI announced that they're doing a Stargate project. It's a new company which intends to invest $500 billion over the next 4 years, building new AI infrastructure for OpenAI. We will begin deploying $100 billion immediately. And then Elon Musk, who's one of the biggest fans of OpenAI, says they don't actually have the money. And then he goes on to say, SoftBank has well under $10 billion secured. I have that on good authority. So he definitely knows something. And then Sam Altman comes in there and says, wrong. As you surely know, want to come visit the first site already underway? This is great for the country. I realize what is great for the country isn't always what's optimal for your companies. But in your new role, I hope, what did he say? He goes, I hope you put America first or something like that. Yeah, you mostly put America first.
Yeah. I mean, do you have thoughts on it? I don't.
Yeah, I mean, so I thought it was really fascinating because it got picked up by TechCrunch. So it was all over the place. They said that they're going to do it in Abilene. So it's going to be an actual site. Its first site's going to be in Abilene, which is like west of Fort Worth. And it sounds like the money's there, according to what they're already proposing. And then they, just to clear it up, they also said that OpenAI and SoftBank were reportedly putting $19 billion each into Stargate. So, I think the best part of it is this right here. I think Undisciplined really hit it on the head. He goes, "I have no answers for you, but this sets off all my cronyism red flags. If it's not a complete boondoggle, I'll be amazed." So I think you're kind of seeing that already happen this early in the Trump administration, where it's like. And even Sam Altman mentions it, where you're just kind of seeing this kind of crony capitalism happen, and it's obviously not the first time this has happened to America, but there's been multiple times where you have, I don't want to say the deep state because that's such a cliche word, but like you have the military-industrial complex, finding new technology, invest boatloads of billions of dollars into it, that then get funneled into the economies of scale, I guess. And it's just becoming, at a certain point, it's just like, we're just doing this over and over and over and over and over.
But I don't think, is America investing this money? Or I thought this was just like, Trump was like, I don't know, giving them like permits to do it or something. What is the story here?
So it's unclear what the connection, if any. Stargate has rumored a partnership between Microsoft. But if you remember, Microsoft owns half of OpenAI LLC. And Microsoft is also a very big proponent of receiving, how do you say, like, I have it here on this side. I was going to bring it up later, but let me bring it up now. They also have, come on, refresh. No. Oh, no. Anyway, let me see.
The VPN on...
Yeah, so right here. So there's already allocations for agencies or spending amounts of billions of dollars. This is since 2015. It's probably only have gone up. But you can add AI to this list now. And so what I'm trying to say is, like, I think there is this growing trend that they will keep printing and keep building up these companies like the OpenAIs, like these other AI companies. And it's just going to get to a point where it's just like, can we afford this anymore? Can the government keep backstopping everybody at this point? Like, just so we can build out a whole nother military arm. And this is where I think it's really headed, is this, like the AI military industrial complex. And they write about this. And it has me kind of concerned because I'm wondering, like, this is full steam ahead. And I think we're already seeing like Palantir with their partnership with Anthropic, and I think what I want to get back to the original post is I do think this is a very important post, and that's why I was surprised that it wasn't a discussion on here, because if you kind of follow all of this, you kind of can see where everything's headed, And I think it's headed into this situation where we're moving into this kind of like AI military industrial complex. That's all I'm saying. It's just this is where it's going fast. Anyways,
I mean, it certainly seems like AI will be significant in future conflicts with other nations. So it makes sense that the military would get involved in it because the technology was probably super useful in war scenarios. I think we were watching that. I think we talked about it a few months ago, but there was someone who worked on OpenAI's safety team wrote a huge report on where they think AI is heading, and they were basically discussing this exactly, where at some point nations get directly involved in AI development, and it becomes like this sort of secret technology that nation states are competing on getting ahead of each other on, and like spying on each other and that kind of thing. So I don't know how I could see how that like is like downstream of this kind of thing, but this specifically, I don't even know what's going on here. It just seems like Trump is helping promote them spending their own money. I don't get it. That is kind of my thing. It's not like Trump is like matching them, right? He's not like
no. So, and I think, and maybe there's maybe somebody will write this post, but it's kind of what Undisciplined says. Like crony capitalism is where you just hire based off of, I'd have to search it, but you hire based off of not merit, not actual due diligence. It's more like, okay, this is going to help me, this is going to help you, cool, you're here now. This is going to help me, this is going to help you, cool, you're here now. And it's a very maybe subtle way of saying that maybe this new administration is just allowing anybody for a certain amount come in and make some bigger overarching changes to the administration.
But I don't understand, like Trump, I don't think the current administration is giving the money, or the government isn't giving the money directly for this, right? So like it just seems like Trump is helping promote the project and celebrating their investment and willing to like support their investment, which all is a kind of, a form of cronyism because other companies aren't going to get that privilege.
It's still early. I'm just saying that it is ringing off some alarm bells for some people like myself.
Well, it's definitely a weird marriage, but I don't, as of yet, it doesn't seem like it seems mostly like a PR thing for the most part right now, as far as I can tell. But I understand that it implies future cronyism, government cronyism.
I mean, it's not a secret that government is paying for a lot of these services. Like it's not a secret.
As they should. I mean,
it's not. I know, but at a certain point, Keyan, like when do companies have to survive on their own? Like, is it always? I mean,
well, you had that chart earlier where the money that Microsoft is probably providing software for most of the government, and so that's where the money is coming from. It's not like the government is just giving Microsoft money for doing nothing, right? I assume, like, Microsoft Teams it's like 10% of the U.S. population works for the U.S. government directly, something like that.
Yeah, I get all that, but I think what I'm trying to say here, and I think what's implied in the other posts, is that doesn't matter anymore. Where it's like whatever's being used by the majority then becomes a part of the spending budget. It's more like, no, you either invested in my shitcoin, or you either gave me money for the campaign, or whatever that exchange was. Now you're a part of this thing, and here you go. There's carte blanche on whatever you want to do.
Well, what is carte blanche, do you think, in this case?
I think Elon's somewhat right, but it's really hard to trust what Elon says. But it does seem like the OpenAI guys, or whoever's behind a lot of that, obviously Sam Altman, but it does seem like that's just getting right away to the front of the line before any other people. And then you're seeing some of these other rivals, like, and it's he talks about it here, but you're seeing these other rivals also see the golden goose as well, and also trying to secure some contracts with the government, so that way he just doesn't eat it all up. And that's on, and maybe that's fine. Maybe that's just the way it works in life, and I'm okay with that. I'm just saying, like that's exactly what happened with some of these defense contractors, like Lockheed Martin, Booz Allen, and the other ones that they mentioned here. And if the AI kind of just becomes this thing where it's just controlled by these bigger entities that are also just arms of the government, then this just leads to mass surveillance at scale. Anyways, maybe too many jumps.
Yeah, I think that's mostly my thing is like I think the jumps I can follow the jumps. I'm just not like this specific news item doesn't seem. I mean, it's like this has been happening forever, so I don't how the specific news item relates to this forever happening doesn't really make a bunch of sense to me. It's I don't understand what the administration is doing to enable this other than holding a press conference where they're like, look at all these people investing in America. This is good for America. Trump is enabling America to do this now. It's like a Trump thing. I don't like it, but they're not. They're like their hands aren't in the like pie directly. It seems like, as far as I can tell. I don't know. That's mostly.
Yeah,
And we're not
saying,
making progress. I don't think, but
it's fine.
yeah.
I'm just saying it's just alarming to a certain extent because it's moving very fast. And for me, when I see this, it's just like a lot of red flags popping up, like undiscipline in the comments. It's just like, okay, so like how fast do we need to move here? It's the first week, and some people keep moving to the front of the line more so than others, and it just appears like it's becoming a whole nother arm of the government at this point, the whole AI thing, and that's unfortunate because like. Sure, that'll help with data centers and stuff, but it's not going to help us long term when it comes to our privacy and about living free and freedom and values and stuff like that. That's all I'm saying. Incentives all the way up and down.
I mean, I like freedom and privacy.
It's fine. This is kind of one of those where we'll bring it up now. Maybe later in the year, it'll all come